Excusez-moi.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Kill James Bond. I am Alice Caldwell-Kelly. I am joined, as always, by my friends Abigail Thorne and Devon.
Bonsoir.
How you doing?
Listeners, you didn't see that, but Devon just lifted their arms to wave at you.
How you doing?
And then I think remembered half a second later that you can't see them.
First of all, I'm trying to get the energy up. I'm excited.
Catching strays in the first minute.
I was asleep moments ago. I'm trying to get myself in the mood for this. But hi, how you doing, everyone? I'm waving like it's CBBC.
That's right, and it's the season of solidarity. We're working our way through the IMDb list of every Eurospy movie until we run out of strike or we run out of movie. And so far, we are up to
something else.
Yeah, something else happens. Until something else happens. Anyway, we are doing a movie that has about 5 titles, none of which I remember. It's the second OSS 77 with Coe and Matthews, and I have it down as OSS 77 Panic in Bangkok. Devon has it down as like fucking Shadow of Evil.
Shadow
of Evil, which I think, yeah.
Not sure. Pulled that out of their ass, I think.
Yeah, in French it's like a Bangkok, which, it's fucking joke language.
I like this one.
It's good! It's good!
It was good. I had a good time, is what happened with this one.
You know, we didn't sigh when we started this episode. That's usually how you could tell.
I've been like fucking like clicker trained by these movies now, so I'm just like the whole time I watch one, I'm on tenterhooks waiting for like the guy to come out in blackface or something, right? But instead, the whole time I'm just like, no, this is fine. It's a sort of middle tier Roger Moore era Bond movie, inexplicably in French.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. In 1960...
Four.
Yeah.
Same year as Goldfinger, which is incredible.
God.
Jesus, really? In France was like a decade ahead of the UK in Bond technology.
Yeah,
they were making
God.
Bonds the likes of which we had no idea. We had no clue.
If the next one has skiing in 1965, we will know that they were ripping off OSS 77.
Yeah, they had the sort of access to the time machine for this. But no, so we begin, as is classic, as is Sunnah for us, with a 009.
We have to.
I love that this guy is in a car driving in front of a projector screen. He's like wiggling the steering wheel and not turning at all. It's beautiful.
Oh, I got to talk about the wiggling, because when you watch this movie, one thing that's immediately apparent is every single car is like bouncing up and down like crazy. Like both in the shots that they do effects for and in the location shots. And I don't know whether this is just because 1964 Thailand had like very bad roads. I don't know whether because it's the suspension was tuned wrong or something, but like this motherfucker is bouncing up and down the road like a kangaroo.
They had very bouncy cars in the 60s. I don't know.
Bouncy automobiles. And
suspension made of jelly.
That's right. He's bouncing up and down in Bangkok. And of course, we do have to get some obligatory kind of racist Asian style music just to kind of set the scene.
Yeah. The music in this film is incredible. This is the bit that I didn't like so much. But generally speaking, it's really good. Also, something else which I noticed is that as the titles are appearing like Un film de whatever, they're all in like really brightly colored letters. And I was like, why? That just seems like totally out of place. It's so weird that you'd have it. And then I realized, oh, it's because this film's in color and they're really excited about that.
Yeah. 100%.
They're like, look at all the colors we could do.
Yeah.
Like,
the last Coe and Matthews OSS from last year was black and white. So they're just excited about it.
Yeah.
He's in Technicolor. Yeah.
This guy, guy's who's bouncing along in his trifle car is 009. He gets to a hotel room and is immediately killed. He doesn't get into the hotel. I think he just gets out and is shot.
Yeah, I do remember. Right, they do him like Dr. No style. Right, there's two guys, right, and they have developed a flawless assassination technique, which is one of you drives the car, one of you leans out the car window with a Sten gun, and you just shoot the guy.
Nobody pretends to be blind.
No,
they just shoot him.
Yeah, and it works perfectly. They clap as that. Like, I honestly had a bit of face blindness in this opening sequence because I know they're going to recast OSS on set a bunch of times. So for a second, I was just like, is that OSS? Did you just killed Hubert Bonisseur de la Batte? Like, he's just dead now.
No, it would be a classic Bond fake out, though.
It's like me at the start of all the Connery Bonds. Just being like, oh, fuck, they killed JB. Oh, that was just a different guy who happened to have the same initials.
That's right. No, this is French 009, Christopher something. Don't remember the rest of his name.
Lemon,
Christopher
I think?
Lemon, brother of Jack, and well remembered. And they kill his ass dead. At which point we go to, I guess, New York, like to get briefed.
Yeah, once again, this guy is from Louisiana.
Yes.
We get a classic scene where M says, Bond, here's the deal with this movie. Because OSS 77 is on the firing range. He's a great shot. He gets called in to see M. M's like, OSS 77, the film has begun, which means 009 is dead. And he was investigating some labs in Thailand where vaccines are produced.
They got him on like getting too close to the truth about the vaccines.
Yeah. And these vaccines are getting shipped to India, and then people in India are mysteriously getting sick. And they're all made in this lab in Bangkok. So go to Bangkok, fuck around and find out.
Yeah, exactly.
See what's up.
We're told that these vaccines come from the Hogby Laboratories, which is a fucking Hobby Lobby ass name, but because it's French, it's Ogby. This dude is supposed to be English, this Ogby dude later on.
Do you know what we don't get?
Ooh,
we don't get a Q scene.
Don't get a Q scene? Don't get a money penny.
Or a money penny scene.
He doesn't sexually harass anyone in the office.
Because OSS 77 has learned his lesson from the last film not to sexually harass anyone, or his boss will simply cockblock him. But also because
he's too
made
gay.
Him go to a mandatory training seminar. He has watched a 45-minute DVD about how he's making his female co-workers uncomfortable.
Yeah. And he doesn't get any gadgets because OSS 77, well, he does have one gadget later on.
It's very stupid. But yeah, so
that's great.
That's the briefing.
It's perfect.
This dude's been killed. Go replace him. Go find out what the deal is with these vaccines or whatever.
What are they putting in the microchips in the vaccines? I just fucking got that.
So he gets on like presumably an Air France flight, gets to the airport, and we get honestly one of the all-timers in terms of like airport scenes.
A classic.
Yeah, because he gets off the plane and there is the most spy-looking motherfucker waiting for him. And as he goes past, this guy takes a little photo of him on his little camera.
Big dude wearing sunglasses.
This motherfucker.
I think both Dev and I have a lot to say about this.
This is the funniest conceivable thing.
Yes.
Right, first of all, he takes this photo on the camera. We'll just say what happens, then I'll do the reveal.
Sure.
He takes the photo on the camera. And OSS on the set goes, oh, this guy's clearly taken a spy camera photo of me because he's a spy. Goes over and just like bashes the thing out of his hand and is just like, oh, I'm so sorry, I must have ruined it. But it's a 120 film camera.
Medium format. He unfurls this whole roll of 120 films like, oh, sorry, it looks like your film got fogged. And I'm like, I feel that spy's pain in that moment. I know how much those fucking rolls cost. And he's just like, huh? Oh, yeah, just the whole thing's just fogged. Crazy. But then...
He's shooting like a Voigtlander Besser as well, man. It's like a 6x9. Yeah, he wants negatives that are like this fucking like 6 centimeters large.
It's like a 120 rangefinder with like a bellows lens.
People use microfilm for a reason.
Yes, just a really big, implausibly large like image. It's like the spy agency that employs this guy is like, I want to see this motherfucker's paws, right?
There's a guy in the airport waiting with a 70mm IMAX camera.
Yeah,
it's like, I think I'm getting spied on.
Yeah, you get off the plane, a guy throws a cloak over himself, and you see the flashbulb go off. Yeah, no. So he
is this the guy who takes the man from Uncle Glossy?
Yeah. So he bullies the guy for shooting 120, which is correct. And then he doubles down on this. He gets a little little Minox tiny camera out of his coat pocket, and he takes a photo of the guy and is like, "Hey, do you want me to send you an enlargement of this?" And it's just like, ooh, fucking 120 cells seething over Minox chads. It's just such a dickhead thing to do, to get your little tiny like spy camera out and be like in front of someone's face. That's like such a cunt thing to do. I really like it.
It's also so funny to be like, hey, what's your address? I want to send you this photo.
Yeah.
Because he uses that line a few times in like the upcoming
is that a
scenes.
thing that people did?
I don't know.
Enlargement. Do you want an enlargement of this? He does this because, right,
Enlarged my penis.
He goes to, well, first of all, he's going to go and get a cab, but he does a good Sherlock Holmes thing. He gets the second cab instead of the first one, thereby thwarting, although we never see this, the guy in the first cab who presumably had the, like, you know, remote locking doors, fucking gas coming into the back system, just ready to go. That guy's sitting up front just like...
It's so fucking hard to get those installed in a new cab.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so he gets in an even tinier, shittier, bouncier cab.
He drives to the hotel. My notes say 60s Thailand looks really nice.
Yeah, they've got these, like, at the risk of commercialism, like, flashing neon signs for a bunch of different brands.
I really like them, yeah.
I really like them. Yeah, I miss having a big flashing neon sign that's like a Coke bottle or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he drops off his luggage at the hotel and then immediately goes to Christopher Lemon's office.
Yeah, go to see our man in Thailand, basically. He goes to see our Karen Bay character.
And then he's like, beep, white woman detected. He, like, fucking... Because he hasn't nonced anyone yet. He hasn't even nonced anyone in the airport. And part of the reason why is because they're all Thai. And this movie's too racist to think that you can nonce a Thai woman. So he, like, has to zero in on the nearest European who is, like, walking into work. And he literally just, like, goes up with his fucking shitty little Minox camera, follows her into a lift, takes a photo of her, and then does the same line again, where he's like, hey, do you want me to bring an enlargement of this over?
How about I bring an enlargement of my penis?
Stop enlarging people, you freak! Like, you can't do this.
Yes, you can.
Enlarges your shit.
It's also, this is one of, like, 3 times in the movie where I'm like, they took this and made it a joke in the new ones. And you remember in OSS Sans Rio ne répond pas, where he has the fucking camera, and then at the end of the movie, it turns out he's just been taking photos of, like, women's asses and stuff.
Oh, God, it shows all the photos in the credits. God, I remember that.
Yeah. It's from this. It's because they watched the original movies back and they decided which bits they were going to steal. It makes me so happy to see it. But yeah, so he goes to meet Ali Karimbe, who is...
Well, so first of all, he gives this woman his business card, and she, like, tears it up, doesn't speak to him, ignores him. Her name is Ava, and her boss is our man in Thailand, Mr. Leacock.
Yes. Who then briefs him.
Really funny, because he's, like, following this woman in, and she's just, like... if she walks into the office and is like, why are you fucking following me? Like, yells at the boss, just be like, get this motherfucker out of here. He comes out and he goes, get out. And Hubert's like, no. He's like, oh.
I bet you
come on in then.
Yeah.
It's just...
So he briefs the guy and he's like, yeah, we don't know what the fuck's up with these vaccines, but they're all being made at this, like, one lab.
I really like this scene because I think in a Bond film, this would have been quite functional. It would have basically just been another, like, here's the briefing thing. But the way Cohen Matthews plays it, the vibe is he doesn't think these guys are serious enough to figure out what's going on.
He's just playing with his desk toys. He's just, like, walking around his office, picking up little, like, tchotchkes off of his shelves and being like, yeah, sure. May as well be, like, filing his nails or something, you know?
Yeah.
But he wants to be introduced to the, like, high society in Bangkok. So Leacock...
And to Professor Hogby.
Yes. So Leacock says, we'll make you an appointment with my secretary, and then we'll get you to this, like, US embassy party where you can meet all of the, like, hoi polloi. At which point, he goes, do you think you can trust your secretary? And then pulls a, like, ultimate move where he's like, the whole time he's like, oh, she trustworthy, you know, considerate, is she, like, you know, does she smell good? He's backing towards the door, and as soon as the guy's like, yeah, I think she's pretty trustworthy, he, like, slams the door open. She's standing right there listening in, clearly. It's just doing bits.
I think it's pleasant. Like, it's fun. He's having a great deal of fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we meet a guy who I really like.
Which guy is this?
We meet Mr. Sonsak.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
He needs a local sidekick, and so he goes and he meets like the guy who used to work for the guy, 009.
Yeah, 009's like friend and colleague, Mr. Sonsak. He's a Thai guy, or the character is Thai. I don't know about the actor. And he's going to be helping OSS 77 while he's in town. He's going to come back later, and I love him. Good night, Cross.
He's
for
great.
This guy.
Really huge fan of this guy.
He's really fucking
Absolutely.
cool. And then he gets in a car and he travels straight to Hogby Labs. And my notes say Bond would have checked into the hotel, but OSS 77 gets right to work straight off the plane. There's no like, let's go to the bar or let's walk around my hotel room while the theme song plays. He's just like straight down to business.
Yeah.
Still business.
And of course they stonewall him at the laboratories. They're like, but your secretary called to like cancel the appointment. He's like, interesting. I definitely will like follow up on this later. Goes to leave.
Well, he gets followed by goons on the way to the lab
on the
as
way
well.
too? Yeah, okay.
On the way to the lab, he's followed by goons, and then he like jumps out of the taxi and tells the taxi driver, keep going. And then the taxi driver gets fucking shot.
Yeah, he gets this dude killed for no
gets
reason. And when he does, he like a second later goes past, sees the crashed taxi of the guy he just got killed, and makes a little like face, and then just continues with his day. Which is so fucking insulting.
Bro, come on, man.
Yeah, could have felt a little bit worse about that, maybe.
Yeah.
But, like,
Just a little bit, maybe. It is funny though, because all of the cabs he's getting in are like tiny, as we've discussed, tiny little bouncy cars. He gets in a truck, and it's the best fucking truck I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it's incredible. Yes.
I took like several screenshots of this because I want this fucking truck so bad. Cannot be road legal, but it's just this like baby blue up front, like a Chrysler front, and the whole thing was like wood all the way back. Like,
you love a baby blue. Would you drive this in your baby blue towel romper?
yes, I would actually. I do love baby blue.
I mean, you could make most of a vehicle out of wood until like the 90s.
You don't need seatbelts.
No,
It's renewable resource.
absolutely not.
But when he gets to Hogby Labs, they say, somebody called and cancelled your appointment. I'm sorry. I know you've been on the waiting list for 5 years, but somebody's fucked up. And also, Professor Hogby's out of town, so get fucked. No, the 3 years you spent waiting for the other one don't count here.
Most
Fuck off.
helpful receptionist, yes.
Yeah. So he's got no choice but to go back to the hotel.
Yes. So then he has a sort of understanding that they're going to try and break into his hotel room, right? Classic goon activity. So he enlists Sonsak, right? His like 009's friend. And he's like, all right, can you just watch my hotel room for a bit? I got you a stack of magazines and my one gadget. If shit gets weird, what you've got to do is you've got to grab this copy of like Great Expectations or whatever. And then there's an aerial that extends from the book, which is the funniest fucking thing. You just gotta like press this button and it will like summon me through a pack of cigarettes in my pocket, which will start beeping, and I'll know.
That's his gadget. He's just got a book that has a button on it, and when you press the button on the book, it makes his cigarette packet beep. And it's just like, I can see this, man. It's like, if this is the same year, remember, as Sean Connery was given a gadget that was an Aston Martin with a fucking ejector seat only for the front passenger. I will take the weird general gadget over the insanely hyper-specific one any day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, of course French kids
So
were not
good.
like lining up to play with their like book aerial play
They were
set,
all
right?
about it. They were selling it in every store, every toys shit us in.
Cigarettes that beep.
The cigarettes that alert you instantly, yeah. So at this point, he leaves Sonsak there and he goes to the embassy. And we have this...
What kind of white tie are they wearing? Because I've never seen this variation of white tie before.
So yeah, they're not wearing bow ties. They're wearing a kind of like a cravat almost. The only thing I've ever seen like it is like the female like dress uniforms of the US military have a kind of similar undercollar cravat thing.
That's such a specific pull that only you could have
Thank
made.
you.
And that's so good.
I've never ever seen it worn by a man before, even. Like, so everyone's wearing like white tuxedos and these like black cravat things. And we have this like embassy party, and I love this aesthetic. It's the same as the video game Spy Party in a lot of ways. And it, you know, there's some fun jazz music. He runs into the secretary again, along with Leacock. And then
he tries to kiss her. She says no, and then he's like, "Did you cancel the Hogby meeting?" And she's like, no.
Yeah, he legitimately greets her by
evil.
like wolf whistling at her too, which is remarkable in like polite company in 1964. But so at this point, we have to be introduced to our villain, who appears in.
Oh my god, dude!
Fit. This is.
Oh my god!
Yeah, man.
First of all, incredible name, Dr. Sin.
Great.
Two N's.
Two N's like the German watch company. Yes.
Now we're hitting. This is the stuff I'm here for.
Dr. Sin.
Dr. Sin.
Johnny to his friends.
Dr. Sin might. Fuck me. Gonna take a minute to recover from
He
that.
comes
Just
out,
get my
he's all
composure.
bold. This dude's called Dr. Sin. He's so clearly evil. He looks like if you cast Apocalypse Now era Marlon Brando to play Professor Quirrell in Harry Potter 1.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's so good.
It's so good. You're like, oh shit.
He might be doing brownface, but I will say, white turban with a white tuxedo is a fucking killer look.
It's really good.
He never wears a turban again after this.
No, he
so I'm
just
not sure
does
what
it
that
for
was all
this
about.
one.
Yeah, it was like his costume, right? Like,
yeah, we do establish that he's a bit of a poser because our man in Thailand, because OSS somebody says like, "Yo, is that the villain of the film?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's the villain of the film, Dr. Sin. He's a healer, magician, hypnotist, magus." He's a fucking wizard.
He's a wizard. Yeah, he is a wizard.
What?
He's called Dr. Sin and he's a wizard. Don't worry about it.
Dames love him, we're told.
yeah.
Women love him.
At this point, he like inveigles an introduction to Dr. Sin, and what happens next is another thing that's a callback in like the modern OSS Sandy set thing. You remember the bit in the first one where they're just trading nonsense proverbs? They do this because like Dr. Sin shows up and he's like from the mystical Orient, not specified, and so he says like the future's an illusion, the past also an illusion, the present possibly an illusion, much to think about. And because OSS Sandy set is like game and witty, he's like, oh yes, that reminds me of an Old West proverb. Which and the like Wild West proverb, his cowboy philosophy is the egg is in the bird as the bird is in the egg.
What?
You're so right, bestie. Also, what?
What's going on? So yeah, he kind of like introduces him to like it's like very, very rudimentary and wrong Buddhism, and this guy's like, that's crazy. Here's a cowboy saying.
I love this. Yeah. It's so good. It's perfect.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I love Dr. Sin. This is such a step up.
Yes,
the last one was like
yeah.
just like an okay film about something, and this one
this is a big level
perfect. Like mid-era Roger Moore tier, like mid-uncle, good stuff.
But the other thing about Dr. Sin is that he has a woman with him. This is Leela Sin. A woman who is ambiguously ethnic but still white enough to be an acceptable target for seduction in this movie. And he turns on the charm. And let me tell you, I genuinely, this is well written, right? Because he's been dancing with Eva, the secretary, before this. And he's like, you're a blonde with green eyes. The woman I dream of is always a blonde with green eyes. And she's like kind of charmed. Then he like immediately ditches her for Leela Sin. And he's like, you're a brunette with green eyes. The woman I dream of is always a brunette with green eyes. And it's like, that's funny. He is a little bit of a hack. And like the other thing is, it works. He like has this very strange way of like kissing her hand, where he kisses like the palm, like the bottom of the palm where it meets the wrist. And it's just like, this is just like a little bit charming, you know?
We learned two things about Leela Sin. One is that she is Dr. Sin's sister, not wife. The other thing we learn, and I'm very sorry to OSS, somebody said here, but the other thing we learn is that her eyes are in fact brown.
One of the main.
It's a real sort
I'm
of
sorry,
like...
Hubert, you were incorrect.
Yeah, he's been able to go under the radar colorblind all these years. No,
they are in fact very obviously
it's
brown.
a real sort of like Janet Leigh and Gone with the Wind sort of thing. They're doing their best with green eyeshadow and stuff, but you know the contact lenses hadn't been invented yet, so you do the best you can.
Why not just change it to brown? Like whatever.
Yeah. So at this
That'd
point,
be way harder than
yeah.
eyeshadow.
He goes like, sister, interesting. Uncle sex percentage going up right here. And so at this point,
Then his cigarettes stop beeping. Sorry, I have to go smoke.
Just like, oh, sorry, my fault.
That's my smoke alarm.
Yeah, and then
Hey!
beautifully just like hits the bricks, just leaves, just like thanks very much, bye. I have to go return some videotapes. Gets back to the hotel.
He does it like the guy in Consequences of Love. He's just like, I'm out.
Hits the bricks.
We're a bit like Kronstein, to be honest.
Yeah,
Love
true.
it.
Yeah, I love a guy leaving a venue expeditiously. You know, that's one of my favorite things. But so he gets back to the hotel, and in a bit of tradecraft, he has also got the hotel room next door. So instead of coming in the front door, he comes in from that room, climbs over the balcony. He like mantles over and meets Sonsak on the balcony. And Sonsak's like, "What the fuck? I didn't expect you to do that." And there's a guy in there who's going through his papers, the file that Leacock gave him when he like briefed him.
I was like looking at this guy and I was like, I know this. This is an early level goon. This is like a boss fight.
What do? You like hold him up at gunpoint, you like jump him, there's two of you. No, of course not. What you do is you go in, straighten your tie, hit the light switch, and then stand there waiting for him to turn around, looking at him like, "Hey bestie, how's it going?
What's up, cunt?"
And they have a martial arts fight, and it's sick.
Yes! Yeah. This is set in Asia, so we had to get some martial arts. I'm not qualified to tell you if this is Muay Thai or not, but
It definitely isn't.
it's fucking sick, is what it is. He gets
Good, well filmed.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. There's a point in it where he does do a move which is like a jumping karate chop, and I'm not sure if that was...
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in any sort of martial art. But...
I have 2 notes about this goon. Note number 1, well, 3 notes, but the third one's a big one.
I have a third one.
Yeah, but note number 1 is that for a while he's just going for like a 2-fingered eye poke sort of thing.
That's his main move, yeah.
Yeah. He's primarily sort of like eye-poking style of martial arts.
This is the guy that got the Three Stooges. They trained with him for years.
Yeah, it was later refined into a more aggressive martial art by Dave Bautista in Spectre, but yeah,
he really stepped it up. Yeah, no.
Second one, this is the jumping karate chop you mentioned. He launches himself horizontally across the table at OSS on set for no effect whatsoever. Does nothing.
Yep.
And then, after getting his ass beat a little bit, after his hit points are down to like 60%, what does he do?
I'd like to just go ahead and say, it's been a while, but Amber, you reminded me about the good nights, and I'd love to just give a little crusting to this guy. Because
I'm sorry, no, he does not go above and beyond in the cause of killing anyone but himself.
That is true. What he does is, as soon as he realizes he's fucked, he tries to take a pill, classic cyanide pill.
Suicide pill, yeah.
OSS stops him, gets it out of his hand, and he stands up and just fucking swan dives off the balcony for a running start. And we track him the whole way until he hits the ground.
Yes. Yeah. It's
perfect.
Beautiful.
You're like, oh shit.
I guess that is above and beyond the Call of Duty, yes. Not towards killing OSS
Not towards killing
OSS
OSS on set.
It's to make sure it's towards the Call of Duty of making sure that he doesn't get any information from him. And I think on that basis,
that's very true. That's one of the strongest Kronstein Rosette contenders we've had in a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
I think we should bring him back.
Also, the 2 guys who killed 009 are just down there, and they go and pick him up and cart him off, which is just guess it's not gone well.
Wordlessly as well. Neither of them like, oh fuck! Did you see what John just did?
Yeah.
Do we have to do that? No, fuck no, I'm not doing that.
This guy, he was always too much.
We were going to go for drinks after this, and he was going to tell us what we found. I can't get over the fact that he's fucking dead.
They just put him in the car and leave. It's a hard world being a henchman. It really is.
It is.
Yeah, no question.
But they find what anonymous henchman, RIP, was searching for, because he'd torn a page out of the case file with Dr. Sin's name on it.
Yes, interesting.
So, obviously, next port of call, we go see Dr. Sin.
That's right.
And
God, what a fucking... He eats this scene alive. It's incredible.
I love this performance.
So he goes to see Dr. Sin in his office. He like barges his way in front of another patient. And first thing to notice, without his turban on, a turban he only wears one time, Dr. Sin looks like a hot version of Ron DeSantis.
Oh my God, you're right.
It really genuinely uncanny. It's like if you put Ron DeSantis in the like Chad machine.
Oh, that's sad to know.
Yeah. And then what they do is they have, one of the classic Bond-ish conversations where it's all through sort of like illusion. But Bond sucks at this shit. Like, do you remember Tomorrow Never Dies, where he just goes up to Elliot Carver and he's like, "What's up, big man? Know you've been fucking doing missile
crimes.
Shit or whatever.
Have you ever committed any crimes? Talking to my lapel."
Yeah. Whereas this guy, what he does, he goes in and he's like, "Yeah, I think I've been like hallucinating or something, because I could have sworn people have been following me and trying to kill me. Somebody's been in my room." And Dr. Sin immediately like picks up the dance he's leading and is like, "Yeah, of course. You know what it is? It's the climate. You've been having like hallucinations, fear of persecution.
You're insane, my child.
Yeah.
Quite insane. You gaslight him.
Gaslight, gatekeep, go boss." And he offers him a course of sissy hypno at this point.
Yes.
It's like,
He does. It's like, "Would you like me to hypnotize you? Stare into the spiral."
Dr. Jason's, and he gets himself hypnotized.
yeah.
It's so sissy.
And then he's like, "Maybe another time." And then he's like, "Do you want some pills?" And he's like, "Maybe I'll take those another time."
Pills are the most poison that's ever been put in a single pill. And he's just like, "Yeah, I'll probably take them later, to be honest." And Dr. Sin's like tenting his fingers, and they were like, "You can take them now if you want it. I don't mind."
Yeah. It's very fun.
It wouldn't be rude for you to take them now. I'm just saying. I don't know.
If you want, I can tell you a little bit about the actor who plays Dr.
Please
Sin.
tell me.
I would love to.
I looked him up. His name is Robert Hoskin. You would probably not be surprised to learn that he had a celebrated portrayal of Dracula.
Yeah,
And that's very much the energy that he's giving off, is like old black and white Dracula. Especially in this scene, just like as a technical acting note, his command of time is so good. He takes all the time he wants to say those lines. And like he's just totally in control. He died of COVID at the age of 93.
Oh shit! Well, that's one of the main ages to die of COVID.
Yeah.
Pretty good innings.
Yeah,
unfortunately, he is cancelled because he married 3 times. The second time was when he was 34 and his wife was 15. So very sorry to say that he is a great actor, but he is unfortunately cancelled.
I'll just say this: that pedophile can act.
Man, yeah, shit. I watched Chinatown a day or two ago. I said something very similar in the group chat. It's like, God, say what you will, but...
Yeah, it wasn't worth the horrific crimes, but man, talented
It's not worth it.
Yeah, so
it's China. Yeah, this nonsense. He fucking like absolutely like owns this scene. It's incredible.
Yeah. So at this point, he then OSS on set decides, okay, well, I got to find this dude's sister and like seduce her.
Naturally.
And so he runs into her and convinces her to go look at jades with him on the pretext of like antiquing for a client. But the curious thing is, this persuasion is done off screen. He's like, "Hey, do you want to come look at jades?" And she's like, "Nah, I couldn't possibly." And the next scene is they're looking at jades. And I just like to imagine that in between those two things, he's just like, "Come on."
That's what I imagine as well. Like, it's definitely OSS for him to just be like, "Come on,
please,
please.
It's my birthday."
He's like starts crying. He's just, "Please,
it's my birthday. I'm gonna be 50.
They do this a couple of times where he's like, "Oh, do you want to go looking at jades, or do you want to come to lunch with me?" And she goes, "I'm afraid that would be quite impossible." And then they cut to, and then they're doing it. And the first time they do it, she says it sincerely, like, "I'm afraid that's quite impossible." And then they cut and they're doing it. The second time they're in a taxi, he says, "Why don't we have lunch?" And like she says it with a little bit of a smile, like she knows she's gonna "Oh yeah, go on, I will have lunch with you." They have lunch by the river. It's really nice.
This sequence is like almost a romance film at this point, like, because we're also seeing Dr. Sin as seducing Eva, the secretary, and like they're both putting the moves on these women, and like it's not uncharming from each one. Like it's like this, like considering, right, that a dude threw himself off a balcony to his death about 10 minutes before. There's very little action in this and quite a lot of romance, and I fear this may be a film for the girls. I think this may be girl coded. But so
you think it's a girl film?
Maybe chick movie, yeah. But yeah, so what happens then is, knowing that Dr. Sin will be out on a date with Eva, OSS Sondiset tries to, with Sonsak's help, bug his apartment. And in the course of so doing, he accidentally describes the function of a real, and at that time, I believe, still extremely secret listening device called The Thing that the Soviets planted in the US Embassy in Moscow. Because he has a bug, right? But it doesn't need power. It's just like, it's like vibrate. It's like sound activated, a sound activated microphone and transmitter. And it's like, oh, you accidentally did that. You know, you did a WikiLeaks by accident. He's installing this thing, and Sonsak is like waiting outside.
What I really love is that when they test it, and he shows Sonsak how it works, Sonsak's in the van listening to it, and the actor playing Sonsak could have just been like quite neutral, like, okay, cool, I've confirmed that it works. But the way he plays it is like, he's so excited by this. He's like, oh my god, what a fucking cool gadget you've got, dude! Like, he's just smiling, like, whoa!
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all over it. Sin's decor also incredible. He's got a painting of Genghis Khan, just in case you weren't thinking about this guy.
Oh, classic.
He's all of his like furniture is like that classic like wooden Asian style fucking design, like all the little cutouts. Beautiful. Just fantastic. This is the room of someone who fucks.
100%.
Children, sadly.
Yes. Jarring shift in time. One thing worse than a child. I fucked that reference up.
Only one thing worse than a rapist.
One thing worse than a rapist.
Child.
A child.
No. Sonsak saves the day by like honking the horn of the surveillance van when Sin gets back early, which allows OSS Sondiset to escape. Also, we see that Eva is down fucking atrocious. Right, like she's like, oh, doctor, I've got a sickness and I think it might be getting worse. Could you like take my temperature and the pussy with your dick? And he's like, no, I can't. I gotta get back to work. Also, you're a little old for me. And it's like,
his name is Dr. Sin, and like the decor, what he's wearing. You know, my boy's got an anaconda down there. That's just, and she's like, let's fucking go. I want to see this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But she doesn't get it.
She doesn't get it.
So there's somebody in OSS Sondiset's hotel room again when he gets back. But this time, it's Leela. And I quite like this scene because the first thing that happens is they kiss. She initiates. But she's not there to fuck him. So like that would be the kind of in Bond. Like she'd be like, oh, I've actually realized I love you. I want to have sex with you. Now. Yeah. But this time she's like, I do fancy you and I do want to kiss you. However, I am also here to tell you something important, which is that you should leave Bangkok. My brother is psychic. Which
that's explicit. Yes.
Okay. And then she drugs his drink to fucking switch around. I didn't see this coming.
Yeah. I really like. Okay. I'm going to start that sentence again about the phrase I really like because I'm about to say how racist this is. One thing that I do appreciate, I think, a little bit is that this movie, it has a little bit of that, like, mysterious East type racism to it, but that gets mixed up with the other racism that stops them casting anyone who's actually Thai in any, like, speaking role, which means it's just a bunch of, like, white expats who all moved to Thailand and started talking about, like, psychic powers.
Yes.
And that's really unintentionally much funnier.
Yeah. It's like the white guys in Squid Game.
Yeah, with the exception of Sonsak, who is just like actually just quite a nice normal guy.
Yeah, he's just good. I like him a lot.
So she drugs his drink, and for the second time in as many movies, this guy, he loves to avoid getting poisoned, right?
So do I.
Me too, man.
Yeah,
fuck.
That's true.
Any day of the week, I'll take not being poisoned.
One of my favorite activities in general. But like the way he does it is by taking a big like stage gulp of this whiskey and then just dumping it all into the fucking pot plant, and then immediately going like, ugh, I don't feel so good, and faking it. And he keeps this up for the next like 5 hours of just like complete motionless coma. It's incredible. Like, what a gambit to take, to be like, yeah, I'll see how this plays out, you know?
Okay.
I assume they're not going to, like, try and shoot me or anything. I'm just going to, like, yeah, why not be unconscious, you know?
He's like, I know how this shit works. They're going to take me to Act 3.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get to see the layer.
Functionally, it doesn't make it. He could have just drunk it. Like, he doesn't do anything the whole time he's, like, unconscious.
Oh, yeah. I guess he could have.
Yeah. But so they get him in an ambulance because they had an ambulance ready and you can like kidnap someone that way. And then they take him off the ambulance to a boat. And as they're carrying him to the boat, for a second I had the kind of thought that only producing this podcast for like more than a year can give you, where I thought, and you just engrave this sentence, classic staged boat accident was my thought.
Oh, they're gonna put him in a boat and stage.
Yeah, classic boat accident. Of course, they're gonna like weigh the throttle down and just point it towards something sharp. Yeah, easy.
So Sonsak has seen and is following them, and also Leela is surprised to find that they're not taking him to the airport, because her understanding of the plan was they were going to Jersey Bond off him, and they were going to knock him out, give him an ID document, fly him back to Washington, and be like, now don't come spying again.
That's the funniest thing to do to any spy, is you just wake up back in the office and you're just like...
just be like, oi.
You have failed.
Little note that just says, like, restart from earlier checkpoint.
Please do not try
like,
again.
oh, damn it.
Please don't send anyone else. Yeah, but she's surprised to find that actually they're like, no, we are going to take him to the Sinister base. So they take him on the boat to the Sinister base, which is run by a sinister doctor. Leela objects, and she's taken away.
Yeah, and then the Sinister doctor goes, right, take him to the experimentation room, which it's sissy hypno after all, you know?
Take him to the device.
Yeah, I would hate to be placed in the device, but they place him in the device.
They put him in the contraption.
You would.
Listen, I'm not under oath here.
Hang on, I've got a drop for this.
Oh God! Listen, that's not admissible. Yo, that drop.
It's the helmet that makes you say ah.
Yeah.
No, not that. Not just don't worry.
But it's a brainwashing device, and I'm sorry to bring this up again for like the second or third time on the podcast, but it's the dronification machine.
Yeah, fully.
They're gonna fucking dronify my boy.
They strap him into the chair again. I would hate. Also,
He's already responding to a number.
I would hate, by the way, to be... Well, no, that wasn't the joke I was going to make. The joke I was going to make is that I'm just very gratified that brainwashing in French is lavage de cerveau. Like, it is just washing of brain. I'm like, this pleases me, you know? So they strap him into this thing.
It's a brainwashing lie detector, basically. Like, it's the machine that forces you to tell the truth,
yes.
or it kind of annihilates your brain.
Yeah.
And just as they're about to strap him down to it, what does he do? He stands up and he uncle chops the scientist.
Classic.
Immediately.
He like gets him into the device. He straps him down to the device, uses the intercom, and what he does is he has a handkerchief that makes you sound Thai. That's his second gadget.
Hell of a gadget.
Yeah. He just puts a handkerchief over the receiver, and he's like, in sort of square brackets, Thai voice. Yeah, because there's good two goons to the sissy hypno room, please. And this
first
works.
he does torture this man.
Oh, you're right. He tortures him first. Yeah, God. And so he goes like, "Who are you working for?" And the dude says, "Oh, it's like the name of the group is." It's described in the subtitles as the elected people. Right now, a closer translation to English, but one which would have some uncomfortable resonances, would be the chosen people. Right, but when it's translated as the elected people, it's peuple élu. You then have a secret agent going, who are the elected people and what are their aims? Which is very funny politically. Who is this constitution?
The elect in the Calvinist sense, like but not the chosen. But that's something else.
It literally. Anyway, we'll get to that because it kind of literally is, just not in an intentionally anti-Semitic way. It is in an intentionally racist way. But
yes, because they say we're a group of wise men who want to eliminate all of the quote parasite races.
Yes.
Which means which means both the US and the USSR, in particular, to avoid nuclear
he's
war.
always Dr. No shit. Neither east nor west, right?
Yeah, and we're going to do this using a new plague virus. We killed 009, by the way, at the start of the film.
East nor west, but a secret third thing, Asian. And it's...
yeah. Chinatown, question mark?
Question mark, Chinatown?
They're on like fucking Stromberg wet Blofeld, like, we will start a new life under the sea.
If you've started listening to this podcast without having listened to any of the Bond movie ones we did, incomprehensible sentence.
Yeah, Johnny Sins, he's sort of doing like a wet Blofeld type situation. And basically we don't have to say anything else. You should get that from that.
So he calls the two dudes in, and he gets them at gunpoint, and then he ties them up, right, with a microphone cable. And but he picks the funniest possible way to do this. I'm gonna struggle to explain it. I would hate to be tied up this way. He gets them back to back, lying down, and then he ties like each arm to each arm, so they're sort of like T-posed almost.
Yeah, like a push me pull you.
Yeah, exactly.
But
and they're just sort of tied together like this, and they just fucking leaves them there. It's like, okay.
He does the flying karate chop
says,
again.
Yes, because he says to Leela, okay, I'll distract the remaining guards and by running into the jungle. You go the other way, get the boat, meet me on the other side of this little island that we're on. And then it is a fantastic leaping through the air Uncle Chop to knock out a guard. It's beautiful.
It's one of the best Uncle Chops we've ever seen.
Yeah, so good. Like Olympic gold Uncle Chopping.
So he has this sequence where he distracts the guards. And he doesn't kill any of them. Even when he has, he grabs one of their guns, he just kind of, sprays it at their feet. I'll get there. He sprays it at their feet in a kind of, making them run away kind of way and, grins. And then a guy up a palm tree, takes a shot at him, and he just, remembers he has a gun and fucking executes him instantly. Because that's,
he does kill that guy.
Dishonorable, I guess. This is
also provoked violence. He declines to shoot an unarmed man.
This is funny, too, because, they do have a lot of sort of Rambo-esque bits where, he's hunting them. And it occurs to me that this is kind of to the French war in Vietnam as Rambo is to the American.
That's so funny.
I mean, this movie came out 10 years after the Battle of Dien Bien Phu. He's literally butchered that pronunciation. But he's hunting them through the jungle. He's turning their own weapons against them and shit. He's being smarter than them. And I'm like, yeah, interesting. There's some politics here. And then to top it all off, he kills a guy for hiding and for fighting dirty, you know?
They were just referring to the VM. They were referring to it as the Vietnam War at that point, but just about France.
Yeah.
America was trying to get in there, they're gonna have their own Vietnam War. Tragic. In many ways, Vietnam is going to be America's Vietnam.
There's a quote from Ho Chi Minh, by the way.
Leela runs through the jungle in heels and retrieves the boat, and they get on the boat and they speed away. We get a boat chase.
What's happening?
Yeah. Little Roger Moore boat chase. It doesn't have any music, which is it's just we needed a little bit of a something.
The rest of this movie's soundtrack has been so bombastic. There was a point where I literally wrote down, I would buy this on vinyl.
Yeah. Me too. It's really good.
Also, we get the least earned vehicle explosion in a minute.
Yeah, I cheered out loud when the boat exploded.
Yeah, he kills one of the guys on the boat. The other guy just turns it wrong, and it goes into so you can see the way they filmed this. It drives into the coast and it explodes. But the way they film it is boat driving into coast, cut. Boat totally stationary, boat exploding.
Exploding, yeah.
It's just
Listen, it's a henchman vehicle. Yeah. One of the main tenets of the henchman vehicle is that it has to explode no matter what.
The whole time they're escaping, they keep cutting back to the tied up guys. And just fucking lose it every time.
I wrote, meanwhile, the boys are still having a rough time. Because they're trying to untie and...
They drive back to the ambulance where Sonsak, again, great acting from this guy, is really worried. He's how am I going to follow him? But then he drives in and they're yay, we're all reunited. Yeah. It's so nice.
Meanwhile, across
ahead of his time,
Leacock is interrogating Hogby, this British guy with a moustache, and first of all, Hopi is absolutely rinsing him. Like, he's like, oh, yeah, I bet it was the fucking plague that came from the thing. Fuck off, right? But then Leacock delivers maybe the line of the movie, where he says, I know your British stubbornness too well to convince you with proof. And it's like, me at the fucking gender clinic. Yeah, got our asses.
Yeah. But he says you've been delivering these vaccines. Some of them have been delivered to a clinic in Burma that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Burma and there's nothing fucking there, sunshine.
Vaccine the size of a tangerine.
But he says you've been delivering vaccines to this clinic that doesn't exist. Like, you know, you've been giving out these PPE contracts to your pub landlord.
Yeah.
None of this stuff works. These companies, like, don't exist. It was set up by some fucking guy from Miami.
Yeah,
what the
happened
fuck's
to all
going
that
on?
money that went to Marion Miller's legal defense fund anyway? And Hopi's just like sweating. He's like,
Well, so Hogby seems to genuinely not know anything about this. He's just like, I don't fucking know. Like, fuck off. Who the fuck
simple
you?
as, don't like it. Ici Laporte.
Yeah.
You like voici. Anyway.
Voici Laporte.
Yeah, voici Laporte.
At this point, we have to get rid of woman for a bit so that we can do movie.
Yes,
which is classic of a genre again. They
dump her with
just drop her off with a Thai
Sonsak's
family. Yeah.
Yeah, Sonsak's mate Prasit, who just like is living on a boat. Seems quite nice. He's got like a nice family.
Yeah,
It's
Sonsak's like, hey man, can you look after this? And immediately this guy's like, I will stake my life on her safety. And I'm like, all right.
We all have friends like that. I mean, for two of us, they're you, but like, yeah.
For me, it's Oz.
So OSS on set, he's going to go somewhere. So he calls down to the hotel reception. He's like, can you get my car ready? Because he's been given 009's cool car, which we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, the
He
Jelly
cut down
Mobile.
to the garage, and goons have tied up the real garage workers, and they're like, yeah, no problem. We'll bring the car. And they put a fucking time bomb in his sick-ass fucking car.
The goon guy is so pleased with himself at his own car bomb. He's like grinning. He's like, right, what we've done is we've set it so every time you turn the ignition off, it counts down. Every time you turn the ignition off, it stops counting, right? So he has 15 minutes of driving time. And at the end of that...
I think it... Oh, yeah.
At the end of that...
I thought it reset every time.
Yeah, at the end of 15 minutes of driving, the car blows up, so it won't be too close to the hotel, so we won't have any, like, questions about it. They've
finally given my boy a cool car.
Yeah.
It's a fucking sick two-tone convertible.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's so good.
And we get some, like, thrilling commute footage. But...
Yeah, we get some cool jazz music as he's driving along.
Yeah.
And like the clock's ticking down and like...
It makes sense trying to kill an American secret agent by assuming he spends a lot of time in his car, though. It's like poisoning his burger, you know? It's like you just assume it's going to be along sooner or later.
But he goes to see our man in Thailand, Leacock, and he gets there, and Leacock's fucking dead, baby. He's dead on his desk.
Knife in the back.
What a boy.
Classic of the genre.
And Ava is nowhere to be found.
So he's like, okay, well, she's clearly betrayed them. I gotta go drive and see Somsak. Drives over to Somsak, gets there. There's like...
Clock's still ticking the whole way, like stuck in traffic, and it's so good, this sequence. I really love it.
Keeps cutting back to like the timer, and we all know what it means. It's really good.
Yeah, he has no idea. Clueless. Parks the car. There's like a minute left.
Point again. Clueless.
He goes to speak to Somsak, and Somsak's like, yeah, to be honest, not much has happened. And then...
He says there's a handover happening tonight at the docks. They're going to swap the vaccines tonight.
And then the guy, like, a gun comes through the door and he's like, do you know how expensive 120 film is, you piece of shit?
Cameras guy is back. He's ready to go.
It's like, I will fog your whole fucking life, son. He's got it's the guy from the...
They only invented colour film last year, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know how fucking...
It's like taking a sledgehammer to a dude's like PS5. You can't do that.
Can't do that shit.
But so this guy's like, great, I'm going to go to the thing. Give me your car keys.
And we've all seen the shape of this.
Yeah. And I know it's just somebody says like, sure,
all right,
whatever you want. Yeah, you got to be careful. The brakes are a little bit.
Well, Sonny said doesn't know about the
No, he's just like reflexively smarmy. He's just like, yeah, you got to be careful with the car. Dude gets in the car, fucking explodes.
Drives it 10 seconds down the road, and it just explodes. And it cuts back to us. We're both looking at it like, huh?
Sonsak says, who is that guy? He explodes. And then Sondi Set goes, who was that guy?
But like,
incredible.
Actually, who was that guy?
Straight up for real, who was that guy? Like,
But then Sondi Set, I don't know where he gets his information, but he goes,
he
was a Nazi.
He has like,
he's not even involved as my headcanon. That was just a different guy. He was just taking photos at the airport.
Yeah.
He has nothing to do with the plot.
But how does Sondi Set find out that he's a Nazi?
I don't know. He's just like, he had a German camera, or he was just like reaching for it. He was just like,
Voigtlander, interesting.
This dude I just got killed. He's probably a Nazi, ex-Nazi. You know, it's like the new OSS Sondi Set thing where he's in the German embassy, and they're like, you know, not all Germans are Nazis. And it's like, I've heard that theory. He's a French dude. He's like a French dude, of course. He's like, yeah, he's probably fucking a Nazi. He was German.
That guy's a Nazi.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. So they go to the meet. They bring Prasit.
I'm sorry, not yet.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Sorry, Alan.
I'm sorry, but it's funny to leave them in.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'll remove them if though.
No.
Before that happens, Leela hears on the news that Sondi Set's car was blown up with a body inside, and she presumes that he is dead. So she goes to see her brother and like pulls a gun on him.
Hang on, hold on. Actually, what happens is she stands up, and the entire Thai family watches her as she slowly virgin walks away down the gangplank. She just gets up and just walks in like perfect virgin walk.
Yeah.
She goes back to see her brother, and it's just like, why did you kill Sondi Set? And he gaslights her and says, I didn't want this to happen. You know, come back and join me in the evil lair, which he does. And then we go to the docks.
Yes.
They bring Prasit, who is now free of like, you know, woman-minding duties, along. I love how much Prasit is just like some guy. Like, he's literally just like, not even some guy, he's some guy's friend. It's just like, but he's in on this 100%. Like, he is ready to go. And so when they switch the like vaccines for the plague tainted vaccines, OSS Sondi Set like dives in the back, and Prasit and Somsak follow him. And this leads him to, of course, the lair, right? The second lair.
Underneath a monastery.
Yeah.
There's a secret lab.
And this is maybe one of the all-time in the genre of labs.
This is one of the greatest secret labs I've ever seen. And let me tell you, I might have seen more secret labs in movies than anyone else on Earth, save for you two, who I'm tied with. And it's perfect. It is peak. There's like 30 fucking guys in there. Every single test tube has a different coloured liquid in it. It's all smoking.
Shit's bubbling.
It's foaming.
They've got rats.
They're all like swirling Erlenmeyers up to the candles and shit.
All different coloured glass. Yeah. And then
they've got rats. They're extracting rats' blood for something.
For the plague, obviously. To get the plague in the thing.
It's not where the plague...
it's not where.
I assume. And so then...
They're going to be really embarrassed when they find that out.
An alert goes off. Yeah, we've just got like a regular vaccine, but it's also like mostly rat blood. that was the truth that like we've been trying to tell you about the COVID vaccines. They work, it's just they're also 80% rat blood.
Yeah, you just have to decide if that's worth it for you.
Yeah.
It's like Sylvester Stallone in Demolition Man. It's a rat burger, but it's good.
Yeah, the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about the rat vaccines. So,
the best vaccine I've had in years.
Yeah. Love that rat blood. But so at this point, the tannoy goes off, and it's like, the Supreme Leader would like to address you now. Please don your sick-ass uniforms. Which they do.
Yep. Movies used to have like long shots where just a large group of extras walked from one location to the next. Yeah, and I'm all about it.
It's sinister. It builds the tension.
You seldom march a group of extras around these days, but
you barely do.
For Napoleon, to be honest. Yeah.
And then Sondi Set follows them discreetly, of course, and they go into like the big briefing room, and Dr. Sin is there in a fucking Dracula cape.
Yeah. I wrote down all caps sick cape, like.
And he's like, here is the evil plan, okay? And meanwhile, Sondi Set has like Uncle Chop to guard and like stolen his gun. He's like, okay, what we're going to do is we are going to exterminate everyone on Earth who hasn't been immunized against our new plague by our special rat blood vaccine.
Which is like a bunch of like us Asian ? Guys and this one white woman, which in itself is quite funny, right?
He says we will eliminate quote, barely evolved nations with their primitive philosophies and their criminal atomic experiments.
It's interesting to the atomic angle this takes.
Yeah, because he's talking about the USSR and the USA, which is interesting. He's like, fuck them all. Like, nobody can be allowed to have nukes. We're going to kill everyone and start again.
Only.
Again, a little bit. Again, a little bit hedging their bets just for who would win the Cold War.
Thailand, unexpected dark horse, but we're going to be eating Tom Kha in the White House in like a week's time.
No USSR, no USSA, just big Thailand.
Listen, they're France. They just lost against Vietnam. Clearly, they're just like, all right, well that zone clearly are just like the winners.
Just
I guess.
Don't like us, I guess. Yeah. No, I kind of support big Thailand in this one, but So he's doing his fucking like billions must die routine, right?
He is
thinking a lot about the billions must die thing. Like,
here's the thing about this guy. He's serving cunt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
he is. He looks great.
You know the bit in the third Star Wars movie where Luke rolls up in like the pure Gucci black suit to kill his dad, and you're like, okay, faggot, like, what are we doing here? Let's go, baby. This guy, he's wearing full black, right? Nothing but black, all black suit. He's got the cape on with the red inner color, like Scottish Widow type shirt.
Yeah.
And his belt is linked up with a fucking like gold horse bit, like the fucking thing that goes across the top of the Gucci
gang.
Slides.
Yes.
And I was there like, you slut. You piece of fucking shit.
This is how Ron DeSantis's fans imagine him as Führer, is the thing.
He looks so good.
Yeah,
he's killing it.
He looks like Dracula, which he is.
And then there's just Eva there in, I guess, like the Black Hammer Reparations Corps of Thailand. And so she's like, are you sure that billions must die? And he's like, dude, you are literally like, you are one white woman away from white woman extinction over here. Like, watch your fucking mouth.
You are the last white woman.
Sondi Set gets him at gunpoint and holds him hostage, but then he is in fact captured. And Eva's like, do we have to exterminate the world? Like,
must billions die?
I just got into this for the dick. Like, I really didn't want to end the world. I just wanted the penis. And he's like, billions must die, and then penis. So she's like,
he doesn't even
fuck.
promise her that. He's just like, regular billions must die. Like, he's not even necessarily going to die.
He says you must, like, your duty is to obey me, which, like, you could read that as horny.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's always horny when people say that to me. But just remember the last time I said your duty is to obey me to someone named Eva, and it was very quickly put in my fucking place. So she feels bad. She goes to see Leela, who is depressed, and says, "Hey, I'm checking in on my blokes (brackets female). Sondi Set is alive, not dead.
Yeah,
he's being held prisoner, so we got to rescue him."
And she's ready to go on this, like, immediately, which I appreciate. You know, girls rock.
Oh yeah.
I like that Eva has like an ethical objection to what is happening that makes sense in the context of her character. She doesn't just suddenly change her opinions about everything. We do see that she's kind of got like in over her head that she did just want to fuck this guy and then found out that he's like super Hitler.
Yeah, I mean, we've all had that
to the best of us.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
At this point, Dr. Sin has now taken off his cape and transitioned.
She's like, "What do you mean you voted Tory?"
And has transitioned to a sick Nehru jacket, like Dr. No style. And he's like, "Right, bring him into the fucking force fem surgery room."
Yes.
What we're going to do is, firstly, we're going to give you an injection to make you sleep for 3 days. We're going to put you on a plane back to the US like we were going to do before because it's funny. But we're also going to give you the disease.
You're
the vector that will convey this to the United States. Good luck, cunt.
Smart, yeah.
And Leela, like, they chloroform the nurse and Leela puts on her mask.
They fuck up the blocking a little bit, and Eva chloroforms this woman in the eyes, which...
Ooh.
Ow!
Sleep tight.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But because she's wearing like a face mask and a nurse outfit, she is able to like go in, pretend to inject him with the plague vaccine.
Despite the fact that Leela has like extremely cunty eyeliner on, you'd think he'd notice that, but whatever.
And unstrap him from the strapped operation. I would hate to be, etc. And then as Dr. Sin is moving in to like, I don't even know what he's gonna do. They've already, he thinks, injected him with the plague thing. What's he gonna?
No, he thinks he's about to inject him with the anesthetic and then the plague thing.
Why give him anesthetic?
To put him to sleep so he can go back to the US. Because I thought if you injected him with the plague virus and no anesthetic, he'd immediately kill himself.
Smart.
Yeah, he'd also he wouldn't get on the plane.
Oh yeah, that's a fatal error. Yeah,
I'm not going home. Actually, he'd do what James Bond does and call in an airstrike on his immediate position.
True. He'd do what James Bond does.
Yeah, at the end of the James, like, wait,
I know what you meant.
Stage.
I was just struck by the fucking phrasing. Just put that on the tombstone. OSS Sondi said he do what James Bond does.
What Nintendo don't.
Sondi said does what James Bond didn't.
This is what James Bond didn't. OSS does what James Bond didn't.
James Bond didn't. I fucking love that.
Just gonna tweet that on the account.
OSS does what James Bond didn't.
Oh God. In many ways, we are the modern Siskel and Ebert.
We are! Didn't you hear the previous bonus episode? Fucking listen to that. That was really good analysis.
Oh God. Okay.
So,
but then,
so OSS fights.
Yeah,
Dr.
he frees
Sin.
himself, and Dr. Sin has moves. Like he's like the last endgame boss. And like, you think he's just some guy, or you think even maybe they're gonna do some shit where he like tries to like hypnotism fight you? No. His plan is to beat the shit out of you. And it works.
No. He's forgotten his like specialism thing now. He's just hitting you.
He uses the operating table as a weapon, which is cool. Like, spins it around, hits Sondi's set, spins it the other way, and hits his head. It's really good.
Yeah.
Eva bursts in and gets shot by a guard, which I was a bit disappointed.
Yeah, classic killing a woman by mistake. Bullshit. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The guard in fact shoots her for real because she tries to wrench his gun away and the guard just like kills her cold blood.
You can always go for a cop's service weapon. but watch out.
Your tax is paid for it. That's yours.
Yeah. So she
I love this. This is one of the all-time like base alarms because Sin runs and he presses the red button, which makes everything red.
Yes. And then they forget to keep applying that sometimes, so some of the shots it cuts back and it's not red, just so you know that they're really half-assing this. There's a chase sequence. He like books it Dr. Evil style, which I appreciate. He's like jogging. He's got good cardio as well, like good strength, good cardio. He's like, maybe he's onto something, Runs through a couple of like rubber sheets that are disguised as doors, which is for some reason really funny to me.
I really love those.
Because everyone who interacts with them treats them like regular doors, and that you can see them like flapping. And then he's like, okay, I got one last move here. The rat corridor.
Release the rats!
Yes!
Dr. Sid pours out the rats.
Oh, there's fucking rats. So there's rats in cages along both sides of this room, right? It's a pretty narrow room. And what he does is he like turns a key or something and like presses a button. And then those cages rotate and just dump all of these fucking rats like out of their fucking house.
Hope no animals were.
Yeah.
This is definitely pre that.
Animals were harmed.
Some animals may well have been harmed. Harmed. He goes, do you know how you make a rat king, Mr. OSS?
Yeah, it's closer to this than it is in Skyfall.
You dump all the rats into a corridor. Question mark.
Yeah, it's kind of
Thailand time.
Sondi set like shoots up he shoots the red barrels.
Yeah, they're in the red barrel room. And so Sin just like falls off a catwalk while he's lying there. Sondi set like lights up the red barrels in the red barrel room and he just fucking explodes. Classic.
It's kind of, it's not clear to me at least that Sondi set meant to kill Sin by doing that, whether Sin is just killed in the course of escaping the base. They haven't quite got down the villain deaths yet.
Yes.
Sin is definitely doing better than the last one in that he's killed escaping his own base. Yes, he doesn't just like immediately kill himself like the last boom.
Yeah. But his death isn't in any way ironic. He doesn't die like at the hands of the plague rats or like of hypnotizing himself or any shit like that. No, he just like dies of exploded, which is,
Yeah, I think peak is he tries to hypnotize him and then like OSS just like pulls up a big mirror or something or whatever. Like that's yeah. Anyway.
We have an action sequence as they escape with Sonsak and Prasit.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is where a lesser movie would end. But no, this one is like, oh, you still got to get out of the base. You still got to have some gunfights. And so what this is...
Yeah, the final level is escape the explosion on a timer.
Is these guys run up in like individually, singly, from different angles. And OSS on set does a perfect Bond spin and like shoots one of them. And Prasit is like fucking throwing grenades out of the van. It's great.
Yeah, it's good shit. I love
they
it.
escape in the
then
van.
they escape, the lab blows up, and the world is saved.
They have a kiss, but he has to like steady her because of how bad every vehicle in this movie just bounces up and down.
Yeah, Leela applies for a kind of sexual Kronstein rosette by aggressively making out with him as he's driving the car to the point where he like stops the van and pulls over and then kisses her, which I
responsible
really
thing
liked.
to do. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Roadhead? Well, technically we are on the road.
That's right. And that's
the end of the movie.
Shadow of Touch of Evil of Panic in Bangkok.
Do you know what this movie did not miss?
A single thing. Aside from casting someone who is not a danger to children.
It did not miss J.W. Pepper.
That's true.
I am so glad that we did not have a random dude from Louisiana who was OSS Sondisette.
Apart from OSS Sondisette.
Yeah, we only had one.
Sondisette himself, who was just like Sondisette's just like sidekick in country. I was fucking dreading something like that. I was like, because of course, as we know, J.W. Pepper was killed some years later by Thai police.
That's right.
That's right, canonically.
But I was dreading him, like seeing him in the background, and like I'm really glad that he didn't turn up.
Absolutely. I mean, so... I have a couple of thoughts about this movie, which is it is quite racist. And I do want to say that because we were all talking about how much fun we had watching it. We did. Like, it was a good time, but it is also quite racist, both on the basis of, like, I guess Thailand's going to win the Cold War with, like, underhanded Asian duplicity, but also because, like, you know, the guy's sidekick is Thai, but he's also, like... They remain on sort of like very formal terms that, you know, they refer to each other by surname. And the dude says at one point, like, it's very educational working with you. And it's like, that's a little bit kind of like uplifting.
I think it's definitely, I mean, you know, we can't necessarily grade on a curve, but compare this to, say, Quarrel in Dr. No. And like, yes, it is, the treatment of Sonsak is racist, but it could be so much worse. Like, he's like well acted, he's like respected, he's given things to do.
A lot of that's the acting, I think, which is very well done. I think also some of it is like the cultural context is different because now if we kind of like if we watch a movie where a white dude and a Thai dude are like working together as equals, we go, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, nothing further to, like, if anything, that's quite progressive. Whereas if you're in a French movie audience in 1964 and you watch, like, a white guy and a Thai dude working together as equals, you might immediately understand that to be a relationship of, like, unequal sort of, like, racial prestige, you know? And it's like, oh, check out this guy. He's, like, you know, indulging him and stuff, you know?
There's definitely like a bit of Orientalism too, in the sense of like, oh, the East is mysterious and like potentially like people have magic powers here and shit like that.
Then
like,
again, so does the Wild West, apparently, which just
hard to know, really.
Yeah. But you know what? Despite all of that, it never really felt like mean-natured with it.
It's very true.
And I know that's not necessarily an excuse, but you know, in terms of its watchability, I would suggest remains pretty high. Like,
yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, I had a good time with this one. I just flatly enjoyed watching it. I knew it would be fun to record, and you know, this is the kind of thing that like keeps me going through fucking FX18. You know,
yeah.
For every FX18, hopefully, Christ alive, hopefully we get at least one Shadow of Evil.
Yeah. But we don't have to just sort of like express our feelings using pathetic, puny words.
That's right. We've solved film criticism.
That's right. We can enter into the domain of pure mathematics because we have a science-based rating system. It's called the Scum system. It stands for SMARM, Cultural Insensitivity, Unprovoked Violence, and Misogyny. So, how smarmy is this movie?
Extremely.
Extremely. It's high. Yes.
Yeah. This isn't so much a sin. This is the one where if you've got it quite high, it's sometimes fine.
Okay.
Like this is a comedy movie, for want of a better way of putting it. Like this is it's leaning into the comedic beats more often, so it is a lot smarmier.
It's up there with the Moors.
I think it's smarmier than Sedition.
Yes.
The first OSS film.
Easily.
Yeah.
To which we gave a 4.
I could see my way on this to like a 5 or a 6 potentially.
I could give it a 5, yeah.
5? Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cultural insensitivity. And this is a bit of a vexed one too, because again, we don't want to grade on a curve, and we also can say like this is a movie that is culturally insensitive, or this is a movie that is racist, that has different and maybe better motivations for it, or that is like, you know, in a way that compromises your ability to watch it less, even if you're like, you know, affected by it personally. I don't know. But like I think that this is fairly racist, but at the same time, if you compare it to like, if we put it at like 4 or 5, you compare that to like what other movies we've put in that bracket, there are some like really sort of ill-natured, like contemptuous depictions within that like 4 or 5 range.
Like in terms of characters of color having, you know, things to do and names and being, you know, welcomed as part of the plot, it's better than even some modern films that we've seen.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think you kind of would struggle to get a character like Somsak in some modern movies, which is fucking damning. So, yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like, and you know, again, 3 white people talking about how racist the movie is, right? But like, it's I would put this up there like 3, maybe.
Yeah, I could see it as 3. That's the same as OSS, the first one.
That sounds about right to me. Although that one was for crimes against Corsicans, which not the same.
Yes.
Unprovoked violence.
He does torture one guy.
That's true.
He does torture one guy. He does zap a guy, but during that, he does explain that he's racist, which I think is praxis.
And in the sort of Man from U.N.C.L.E. thing, where it's specifically the guy who was about to torture him. So it's like turnabout being fair play. And I think I was quite harsh on that when we did the Man from U.N.C.L.E., the like Army Hammer one. But like, yeah.
Yeah, and again, it's the same sort of, but the guy is a Nazi.
Yeah.
Well, we gave that a 2 for unprovoked violence.
Yeah.
I could see my way to a 2. The rest of the time, I mean, he does kill people, but, you know, he's being shot at, you know, it's provoked.
I mean, it isn't gory with the torture at all, partly because they don't have the, you know, effects for it, but like they don't really do anything to him. It just like makes the dude answer him. I might even, I go for a 2. That's fair.
And also, we see in a nice touch, we see that dude later on in the base escape scene, and he's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, okay, I could see it too.
Yeah. Misogyny. I mean, it's hard to avoid the sort of recurring thing, which is that whether you write it this way or not, OSS 77's dick, it makes you not evil anymore. Or at least desiring it makes you not evil anymore.
Yes, it is the short end of a wedge.
Well, Ava's turn to the good side isn't because she loves 77. It's actually because of an ethical objection to Sin's plan, which I quite like.
True. And and Leela, I mean,
they saved the day.
Sin's got the dick that makes you evil.
So the two thing, it's like a daijutsu, you know, the two things are in
he's
balance.
He's like a dark reflection of OSS Sondi set in a lot of ways.
Yeah. So,
but like the women have agency. They do things that affect the plot. I like that they are. In fact, both of them actually have ethical objections to the plan. Because when Leela discovers they're going to kill him rather than like prank him by putting him on the plane back to Washington, that's when she's like, okay, this has gone too far.
Oh, I thought we were just pranking this guy.
I mean,
we also see her waver a little bit because, you know, and then she goes back to her brother and when she thinks that Sondi Set is dead.
Yeah, I mean, he does follow Eva up the stairs and like take a picture and follow her to work.
Yes, he does.
He does kind of like ask her if she wants an enlargement. There's no women of color unless you count Leela being sort of like Asian-ish ?
Yes, true.
She's a white actress. Like I think it's up there, but like I don't want to
4.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I could do 4.
Give it a 4.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that gives us a total score of 14.
Wow.
Which is better than the first Sondi Set and is generally pretty good. It's, definitely still into double figures. The best film we've ever had is still Born Identity on 6, but like compared to Goldfinger, which came out the same year, that's 23. I mean, like Bond wouldn't get down that low until On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Which
how does it compare to the Moors is what I want to know, because I think that's what we're kind of grading it against. It is
a mid-era war.
So, we started on Live and Let Die with Roger Moore, which is the worst Bond film at 28. Man with the Golden Gun was 22. Spy Who Loved Me 18. Moonraker 17. For Your Eyes Only was an 8.
Yeah, that's
so we randomly got a really good one for Roger Moore.
Sort of like distributed more or less averagely within the Moors. That's
slightly lower than average, I think.
No, that's not bad.
Because Octopussy was a 23.
Median and Moore. In addition to this, we actually also, because we made some noises about this earlier, we've got a couple of medals that we give out every so often.
Oh yeah.
We've got the Kronstein Rosette and the Goodnight Cross. If you are just joining us and you haven't listened to the first season, Kronstein was a guy in From Russia with Love who was objectively right. He outsmarted Bond at every turn, and then he just got killed at the end because nobody got what he was trying to do.
Yes.
And ever since then, we've honored our underappreciated villains by giving them the Kronstein Rosette. Goodnight, similar, but she was nice in Man with a Golden Gun. She was just like a really good character who helped out all the time, but got treated like dog shit by the movie.
Goodnight. That's right. I think we are forced to award a Kronstein Rosette to nameless martial artist,
the
suicide guy. Yeah, the guy who fucking yeets himself off the balcony of the Hotel Erawan in Bangkok. Yes.
R.I.P. to a real one.
I'm gonna just slow that down as brick hitter henchman.
and then the Goodnight Cross goes to, I'm gonna say,
to Sansak.
Yeah,
surely.
100%. Well,
what a beautiful little review, and in many ways this is the sort of new frontier of film criticism, and I feel very good about it.
I think it is.
I think so.
I really enjoyed that film.
Me too.
I had a good time watching it. It's long. It's like over 2 hours, but I really like Hubert and I really like Kerwin Matthews, so I didn't mind spending that time with him.
He's not in any more OSS on set movies, I'm sad to say. By the time we get to the next one,
no!
be a different guy.
Yeah, that's the last one, I'm afraid.
Be a different guy. Only the two.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
It's a shame. He's a good actor. I liked watching him, but those days are over. We have to get to bad actors.
I can't remember the last time I watched a film for this podcast and I cheered out loud during it, the way that I cheered when the boat exploded. I even wrote, yay! In my notes.
I stood up and clapped when I saw the lab, for one thing.
The cape, when I had to pause and write down sick cape, was like I did a lot of this one.
We're already reminiscing about this film.
Remember
we're going to miss it.
We just watched.
We have a Patreon. We do an extra movie. It was a more serious one last time when we did The Consequences of Love. Now, I'm not sure whose turn it is, but
I believe it's Abigail.
Abigail.
Ooh, I have some suggestions.
Please.
I'll discuss them off mic.
Well, perfect. In which case, join us for that, and then the next mainline episode is going to be
the next mainline episode is codename Tiger, or The Tiger Likes Fresh Blood. The Tiger the Shelf Fresh.
Beautiful.
Is it an OSS one or
no?
Yeah, it's also if we have a bunch of these in a file, and it is the smallest file of any of them, which means it's going to be a low quality video.
690 megabytes.
Looking forward to it. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Au revoir, à bientôt.
OSS does what James Bond didn't.
What James Bond
didn't. Decorating my cake with James Bondant.
Au revoir.
Thank you for listening to yet another episode of Kill James Bond. In 2 weeks' time, on the free feed, it's the next free episode, which is the thing that I said on the episode. If you can't remember it, it was minutes ago. Jesus, just hit the back 30 seconds thing like twice, and you'll be there 3 times now if you've heard all the rest of this. But if that is simply too long for you to wait, then we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/killjamesbond, all one word, and next week we're going to be watching Abby's pick, which is, I can exclusively reveal, Hunt for the Wilder People. That's right, with early days Taika Waititi, looking forward to it. And speaking, of course, of our beautiful patrons, thank you to our £15 and above patrons, the most beautiful of them all. And these are a full list of the most beautiful patrons enumerated, not in any sort of order. All of these people are equally beautiful, just to be clear. Hello, Bjornsdottir, Candy Fox, Freya Aloysius, Gustavo Lira, Jack Holmes, Mike Berg, Hannah Oberhart, Nick Boris, Power Dad, Jason Hager, George Rohak. If you got in touch, by the way, between the previous episode and this one, I recorded these two jazz outros like 10 minutes between each other. So next time, if you've corrected me, next time it'll be different. Kentucky Fried Comic, Yarick, Drone Lover, Cohen Enright, Natomori, Alaya, Labor Delenda Est, Library Hitman, Beef Crime, Jack Drummond, Callan Burney, Max Game and Heart, Jonathan Gerde, Kit Divine Hell, J. Martindale Top, O Mothman, Trip, Emery, or Emrys, I can't decide. Choose quickly or I'll pick one. A trans robot, Trucker Plot, please don't take that into actual, I don't care. You take as long as you want, my darling. Maeve Victoria Roth, Rosie Can't Fail, Touchable Tips, Joyous Uwu, Zan Hutchin, David Alexander, Steve Widdershins, just the worst. Stephen Calvert, Isopod Gal, Bronan, Clarification, Alex, Violet Cybra, Liz and Ash in Florida, Annie Ruby, Nobles Oblahaj, John 2089, Corvid Cultist, Woolscott, Connor's Cool Big Sister, Varat Sukat, Sengshen, Ramona Random, Katie Brobst, Emily, Queen of Sloths, Zoe Shepherd, Electro the Cyberpuppy, Abigail, Quinn Valeri, Loz Pycock, Alfredo, Mortran, Al Owing, Turfseat Shit and Die Alone, Wolfie, Philippa Smith, Finn Ross, Millie, Josh Simmons, Robert Greensmith, Lauren Baston, Mega Combi, and Grendel Growls. Thank you for making this show possible. Becca's just started drying her hair in the other room, and I think you can hear the hairdryer. Sorry. Bill James Bond is Alice, Abigail, and Devon. Our producer is the wonderful Mr. Nate Bethay. The podcast art is by Maddie Lubchansky, and our website is by Tom Allen. See ya. Mwah.